Mr. Garcia for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Administrator Nelson, again, thank you. And as much grief as the chairman gave you for being a little verbose on the previous answer, I'll give you credit because you shaved about 3 minutes off of my second round of questions, and I support the infrastructure programs you outlined as well. So thank you for that. I think there's a couple of other programs that I'd like to just get your perspective on. That we obviously at Edwards Air Force Base and the surrounding areas, different facilities under NASA, we're operating these whitetail pointy nose aircraft, the F-15 legacy platform and the F-18 legacy platforms, 3 of each, a couple of U-2s flying out in the high desert as well. I'm concerned about the obsolescence challenge that these airframes have from a sensor perspective, but also, frankly, a fatigue life and flight time safety perspective as well. I think we've heard from some of our constituents in our district that they actually are afraid of the safety component of some of these legacy Eagles and Hornets that they're flying. I'm hopeful that we can figure out a path forward to recapitalize or at least modernize, either with life extension modifications or better yet, replacing those with the production line aircraft coming out of St. Louis, F-15EX, F-18EF, or whatever solution NASA deems feasible. But can you just discuss from an airframe perspective the recapitalization? That's question one, and then we also are the home of SOFIA, which is the 747 Stratospheric Observation Infrared Astronomy Program. This is sort of an annual contender for funding. I think it is instrumental in the pursuit of characterizing and observing not only atmospherics, but outside of within our solar system and beyond, the birth of stars, formation of new solar systems. But just wanted to kind of hear your perspective on those two major issues there.
With regard to airframe life, I would ask you to refer to the Department of Defense specifically on that. NASA Aeronautics confers with all branches of government on where our NASA research is applicable. And if there is a specific application on airframe life, then I will find that out and pass it on to you that NASA is sharing with DOD and other agencies of government. Now,
okay.
With regard to the flying stratosphere, you mentioned that is, I think you said infrared. It is a complement to so much of the other instruments we had. We were talking with the congressperson from Hawaii. What is it in the budget? I simply don't know yet because the budget has not come out yet. But we will convey that to you with regard to the stratosphere. But when we were talking about Hawaii, there's an infrared telescope that is one of our telescopes looking out into deep space. It's on one of the top of the mountains, of the 2 mountains on the Big Island of Hawaii. Mm-hmm. I was just talking about that with Congressman Case. So we'll get back to you on any detail once the budget comes out.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, it is effectively a similar mission and scope. We're just SOFIA on the 747s doing it from 40,000 feet instead of 15,000 feet. But it's also an international partnership with Germany, paying for about half of the total operating costs and upgrades to the aircraft. So I just want to make sure that's on your radar, so to speak, and very important to, I think, the country, but especially our district with everything going on around it. But thank you again, Mr. Administrator. It's been a pleasure, and going to be a great honor to serve alongside of you. And if you find 2 empty seats in the X-57 or 59, give me a call. I'll go flying with you as well. So I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Don't forget to plug it in, too, before you go.
That's right.